All right, class, we are on location, and I'm actually at my classroom right now. So we are going to learn about solving for an angle today. So we have so far only solved for sines using trig functions. Sides for using trig functions. So now we're going to branch out and solve for angles. So there's a couple review things that we want to go through first. First of all, what is sine, cosine, tangent? Again, review. Sine, remember I always have the little saying Oscar had, right? And then cosine would be a hold on Arthur. Alright, so Oscar had a hold on Arthur, or opposite over hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse, and opposite over adjacent. Okay, good. One more thing of review that I want to make sure we nail out. Ooh, I'm getting a phone call, guys. Hold on just a second. Sorry, I'm trying to order supper here, and Asian Bistro's closed and just ticking me off. Alright, anyways, okay, so reviewing on solving for a variable. So first of all, how do you cancel out addition? And everybody should be screaming out loud subtraction, right? How do we cancel multiplication? Everybody should be screaming out loud division, right? And likewise, vice versa. How would you cancel subtraction? Addition, right? How do you cancel division? Multiplication. Okay, here's a good one. How do you cancel a square root? How do you cancel a square root? You guys ready? You square it. Remember, a square and a square root cancels each other out. We're going to learn one new one here today. All right, let's say I have an x and I want to get rid of sine. So I want to figure out what the angle is. So sine of x. I don't know what x is. How do I get rid of sine? Here it is. On your calculator, you're going to look for sine inverse. Okay? So what do I get rid of sine? Sine inverse. What about if I wanted to get rid of cos? How do you think I'm going to get rid of cos, guys? Cos inverse. And they call inverse, that -1 means inverse. How do I get rid of tan? Guys, how am I going to get rid of tan algebraically? Well, if I want to get rid of a tan, I got to get rid of by going tan inverse. Now, how to find this in your calculators? Usually the inverses are right above, if you're looking here, they're right above your sine or cosine or tangent button. So, for instance, I don't know if you can see here, but I don't know. Right above, there's my sine and cosine. You see in the blue it says cos inverse, sine inverse. Well, what would I have to do? I would have to hit the blue button first, and then hit the cos 1. In your case, it might be a second button. You know, if it's written in orange, you have to hit the orange button to get those buttons that are above, okay, written. So anyways, that's how we do it. That's how easy it goes. All right? Okay, so here we go. Situation number 1. I want to find angle A. All right, I want to find angle A. So, first of all, I'm going to label out these sides. This is an opposite, and this would be my hypotenuse, and this is my adjacent. Okay, well, hypotenuse I know nothing of, so I'm looking for something that has opposite and adjacent, and hopefully by now you're thinking, tan. Tan will give me opposite and adjacent, right? But the tan of what angle? I don't know what it is. It's angle A, right? Remember, that's what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find angle A. I know tan of angle A should give me the opposite, which is 27 divided by 18. Opposite over adjacent. So the tan of A. All right, well, now here's that, guys. This is the big kahuna here. How do I get rid of, I want A by itself, right? I want to solve for A. What's that angle A? Well, there's this Yahoo hanging around A. How do I get rid of tan? Well, I'm going to go tan inverse. Okay? And if I go tan inverse on this side, that'll knock that one. That'll knock it right out. But that means I also have to do tan inverse of this side. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I know A equals, all right, the tan inverse, takes forever, holy moly, of 27 divided by 18. Okay? And whatever that answer is. So here I'm going to plug it in. We're doing live streaming here. All right. The tan inverse of 27 divided by 18 is 56. So A equals 56.30. We'll go 31. We'll round it. 56.31. Listen to it, guys. Don't ask me what that 6 is. You know, if you were listening, it's a 6. 56.31. If you stop me and say, Mr. Sheevy, what is that? Is that a 5? A 1? 51.31? What is that? It's a 6. Listen to my vocabulary. Okay, use your senses. We have seeing and hearing. All right, here we go. Now let's try this angle out here. Okay, I'm trying to find A here. This is the opposite. Hypotenuse is the longest, and adjacent is over here. All right, so I don't know anything about my opposite. That has given me squat piddly. So I have a hypotenuse and an adjacent. Which one uses adjacent and hypotenuse? I'm thinking cos. All right, cosine of whatever angle that is, angle A, right? We're going to call it angle A. I don't know what that angle is, but I know the cosine of that is going to give me 3 over 15, right? Adjacent over my hypotenuse. How do I get rid of cos A? Actually, I don't want to get rid of A. I want to get rid of cos. How am I going to get rid of cos? Cos inverse. See how easy this is, guys? Got to do cos inverse on both sides. That will knock out the cos and leave the A. It's like Batman v Superman. And so I'm going to go cos inverse of 3 divided by 15. That'll be my answer. It is that easy, guys. That easy. All right. So A equals, and I did this in my calculator, 78.46. 78.46. Okay? Yeah, it's super easy, right? It's probably one of the easiest lessons you've learned. It's algebra. And you're like, oh, we're in geometry, but it's algebra. All right, so we're going to have you do several of those other ones here. I've given you 2 situations. I am going to skip down to when we get to the story problems here. And let's see, story problem. Where are we? Here we go. Here's a story problem. You lean a 20-foot ladder against the wall of your house. Chink! The base of the ladder is 4 feet from the wall. 4 feet from the wall is the base. The angle that... What does the angle the ladder makes to the ground? What is that angle? Alright, well, the opposite of that angle is here, and I know nothing about it. I know the hypotenuse, and I know then, therefore, the adjacent. So once again, I'm going with cos on this. Cos of whatever that angle is, we're going to call that theta. I don't know if you guys know that word yet or not, but that right there, that 0 that looks like it's got a dash through the center of it, that is called theta. Okay, so we'll say that theta equals, adjacent, which is 4, over my hypotenuse, which is 20. Now remember, I'm trying to solve for theta, and usually theta is the symbol used for solving for an angle. I don't know why. You know, x is usually what they use for solving a variable, some sort of number, but they usually use theta, that circle with the dash through it, that usually represents an angle. I don't know. I don't know where they come up with this stuff. All right. How do I get rid of cos? Well, I'm going to do cos inverse, right? Over here, cos inverse. That's going to knock the cos out on that side. So I should have cos inverse on this side, right? And the 4 over 20. And that's a 20. Yep, that's a 20. All right, so cos inverse of 4 divided by 20, close parentheses, I have a 78.46. Okay, that's my angle. So, what is that angle? It is about 76.46 degrees. We're doing angles here. Let's try another story problem, then we'll be done a little early. You were standing 350 feet away from a skyscraper. That's my skyscraper. Yep, it's a line. And I am standing. Alright, there, that's me. Okay? 350 feet away from the skyscraper. The skyscraper is 750 feet tall. Alright. It says 750 feet tall. What is the angle of elevation from you to the top of the building? Alright. Ooh. Now I am going to assume they want me to start at 0 here. Angle of elevation. I love that question. Now remember, if I was just looking straight, that is what I would see, right? Angle of elevation means I'm elevating. So if I'm looking straight, elevation means I'm going to look up. So how much does it rise from going straight to up? Meaning, what is that? Angle of elevation. All right? So I'm trying to find this, and we'll call it theta for kicks and giggles. All right, there's my theta. So I got my opposite here. My hypotenuse is here. I know nothing about that. My adjacent. So, man, I haven't gotten anything with sine yet today. Good night. That's sinner. Sine. All right, which one uses O and A? Because I know nothing about hypotenuse. O and A, believe that is tangent. So I'm going to go tan of that angle. I'm going to call that angle, remember I'm calling it theta because I like it. And it's Greek. Ah, come on, you dirty dog. Alright. Makes me look like I'm smarter. So tangent is Oscar had a hold on Arthur. That would be O 750 over A, which is 350. And that's a 3, ladies and gentlemen. If you were listening, that's a 3. Alright. How am I going to get rid of tan? I'm going to go tan inverse. Since this is my last one, tan inverse. Okay, basically I'm going to go tan inverse of this thing here, right? Right, we're going to end this episode early. If I do tan inverse, that'll knock that out. So I'm going to go tan inverse of 750 divided by 350. And I have 64.98. So theta is 64.98 degrees. Ladies,
Have a great one.